Why do people root phones? What does rooting do for you? Hi folks, this is Max from HighOnAndroid.com, where we get high on Android every day. Anyway, today I wanted to talk to you about what Android rooting is. I get a ton of people asking me, "Hey Max, what does rooting mean? Hey Max, what does rooting do for you?" So first question, what does rooting actually mean? Rooting simply means that it gives you full admin access to your Android device. Sort of like having full admin access in your Windows computer, your Mac, or even your Linux computer. So question number 2, what does rooting do for you? Well, first of all, by rooting your Android device, you'll be able to do a lot of things like run rooted apps. There are certain apps on the Play Store that require root, such as the DSLR controller app, which allows you to use your Android device as a DSLR live view for Canon DSLRs. Also, there's an app called Titanium Backup App that allows you to back up all of your apps and also restore all of your apps. For example, let's say you're moving from a Galaxy S2 phone to a Galaxy S3 phone, then you can back up all of your apps, all of your saved game data, whatever, back it up, and then have it restored to your new Galaxy S3 without missing a beat. Another great rooted app is System Font Changer that allows you to change the font on your Android device. Usually requires root to do this. Now those are just 3 examples I just showed you, but there's hundreds of other examples that you can use a rooted phone to do much more than a stock phone. Also, by rooting your Android device, you can install custom ROMs and kernels. What are custom ROMs? Basically, think of it as a complete operating system. For example, my Galaxy S3 comes with a Samsung customized Android OS. It's still Android, but it's been optimized for Samsung phones, and it contains a lot of the Samsung bloatware some of you may like and not like. Now, if you don't like all of these features, you can completely strip them out and install a ROM like a CM10 I have here, which also runs Jelly Bean. So Samsung hasn't actually pushed out Jelly Bean to my phone yet, but I already have it due to the fact that I can install custom ROMs. Now, this isn't the only ROM you can install. There's like dozens of ROMs you can install right now for the Galaxy S3 and all of the Android devices, which is like having a customized version of iOS if you want to compare it to iPhones and iPads. Now, you can't do this with iPhones or iPads because iPads and iPhones, they have a closed system versus Android, which is open source. So by rooting your phone, you'll be able to install all of these custom ROMs, and also you can even make your own custom ROMs. Anyway, that's a short wrap-up of what rooting is and rooting can do for you. Now, if you're going to root your phone or your tablet device for the first time, I highly recommend you to get insurance. Rooting is pretty safe to do, but sometimes you can mess up your phone or tablet. So if this is the first time and you don't have any experience with computers, definitely get insurance. That way, if you do something wrong, you can always get a new phone for free. Also, let me give you a kind of overview of how rooting works. Basically, you have to either find a security hole in your Android device, or most of the Samsung devices, you can use Odin to flash a custom recovery. That's how the original Galaxy Nexus, the Nexus S, all the original Google phones work. Also, if you want to learn more about rooting, custom ROMs and stuff, you might want to go start with a Google device such as a Nexus S, or maybe even Nexus 1. I know you can find a really cheap one out there, and the Galaxy Nexus, the Nexus 7. Those are all very good phones to start with rooting and custom ROMs, simply because they are made for that. And they're pretty much unbreakable. You can bring them back to completely original states no matter what. Anyway, thanks you guys for watching my video. If you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button for me here, subscribe button up there, and don't forget to share this with your friends on Twitter, Facebook, or Google+. And also, if you have any friends who wonder what rooting is and what rooting does, don't forget to send them to this video. And lastly, not but least, stay high on Android, dude. Also, if you wonder about how to root your phone, I do a lot of the Samsung devices like the Galaxy S3, Galaxy S2, Galaxy Note, also Droid Razr. I'll have the list of all the phones that I use. I have a root video. You can check it out below also, and you go root your phone.